Gavin McInnes and Nick Fuentes got together for a collaboration, for an interview. I'm not sure how long it was. I did not watch it, but I did see a clip where they discussed briefly, I think, the issue with black people. Black people. Okay? And they went on and made points. Now, I don't really like Gavin McInnes. Nothing personal, nothing like that. I love him, but I don't really like him. And what I mean by that is he doesn't really do it for me. I don't find his arguments compelling. I don't find his content to be interesting. And I'm just being honest with y'all. I think I may have seen him on some things, in the past. The main highlight, I think, of me watching Gavin McInnes is when he did the interview with Ye, to be quite honest with y'all. And we'll get more into that later. I'm going to go ahead and summarize some of the things they talked about. So basically, Gavin McInnes asked Nick, for lack of better words, what's up with the blacks? Okay? Briefly touch on some things, and then I'm going to put some things on paper here for y'all to look at. So he says, as long as there are racial differences, so he brings up racial differences. And then he says that as long as there are racial differences, that they are going to succeed at a lower level. Okay? Now, the term racial differences, I know what he means by that, okay? But I'm gonna take it a step higher. I know what he means by racial differences, but let's just talk more about people. For the sake of this conversation, when you hear racial, or you think racial and this and that and the other, I'm talking more along the lines of people, as opposed to a concept of race, okay? For example, Japanese and Chinese people, I don't have a college degree, but I assume they're the same race, right? But they are a different people. I think that's fair. He goes on to say that if you tell them that it's a level playing field and that everything's fair, and you wind up with less, don't hate the player, hate the game. Basically saying that, and I'm summarizing, I'm not trying to mix his words up to attack him or nothing like that, so don't take it the wrong way. But he's basically saying that if you tell black people that, hey, everything is what it is and it's fair, and they come up with less, don't hate the player, hate the game. And it's funny hearing Nick say that, because is the game fair, Nick, or not? Is it fair or not, Nick? Your whole very existence right now is based on, for lack of better words, the game not being fair. So which one is it, homie? Just a question. Is the game fair? He says that he goes on a list like all the things that black people have less of. He talks about money, education, power, et cetera, He says, and that black people want what they have, meaning white people. And I put there as a note, maybe, right? I understand that. I understand why he says that and why he sees it that way, because there is truth in that, right? I'm not sure he will come to the same conclusion on what we want that they have and whatnot, but I do think that there is some of that in there for sure. A level of jealousy to a certain degree. I could see that, all right? But remember, we're black. And then Gavin adds on some stupid shit at the end. He's just a frat boy, man. He goes on and mention about that guy that stabbed some white girl on a bus. Basically he's trying to George Floyd the situation. Then he goes on talking about every compliment turns into, I don't know, whatever, Gavin. So here, let me start by saying this. Blacks. Let's talk about the black thing real quick. And this is one thing I really want y'all to understand, because this hit me last night. And I thought about it all last night. Not all, I reflected on it. It was in my mind. And I've known this and had this understanding for a long time. But I really reflected on the fact that we're still black. When Gavin McInnes and Nick Fuentes get together to talk about black people and all the issues that they're seeing with black people, the violence and everything else that they can name and rattle off, low IQ, they love to say that shit. That's the equivalent of you fucking October 7th. You're trying to October 7th me. When the conversation starts with black everybody, that's the equivalent of saying, but October 7th. And then let me add this little extra on real quick. Of all these issues with these black people, right, that's going on, right, and all the other issues that y'all talk about, especially you, Nick, right? Everything wrong with America, all your issues, right? Where's your yay? Where's your yay? White people. Gavin McInnes, Nick Fuentes. I love y'all, but where's your yay at? Where's your white yay? All these issues you listed with this term here, black, and we're gonna get into this. It created a yay. And yay, the more real than anybody y'all got ever breathing, doing anything right now. Ye got more influence than all y'all. Ye got more influence than Trump. He has more influence than Beijing, Qing, China president. All them cats, bro. Where's y'all Ye at, though? He got more influence than Trump. NBA YoungBoy has more influence than Ben Shapiro. That's just, I'm not saying just, but that's NBA YoungBoy. But where's y'all Ye at? I'm gonna be weaving in and out of like Matrix talk, and then I'm gonna come out the Matrix, then I'm gonna talk like, Zion, and then I'm gonna dip back into the Matrix and talk, so stick with me, okay? But y'all don't have a yay. That's today. Y'all can talk about the founding fathers all you want to. You can talk about Rome all you want to. They all dead. Y'all don't have a yay today. So it must be something more to this story then, right? I'm just saying. Now here's my issue. I'm gonna get into this black, and that's your, when I hear black and when I hear conversations like y'all just had, in any conversation from any point of view, whether it be y'all two or somebody on a Breakfast Club, it could be anybody. Y'all niggas be trying to October 7th us with this black shit. Now I'm gonna get into it. It's 2025, and you still have a population of people running around in America and some other places that are called black. Let's examine black. I'm gonna really break this down as slowly and as clear as possible. Black people were told that we were slaves and now we're free. And that's it. That's the box. That's the box. Cool. This is not a complaint. I promise y'all, this is not a complaint. I'm just telling you what it is in real time. That's the box. Okay? Slaves, free, go get a job. That's all we get. But then, out of this same system that Nick says we could tell him it's a fair system, let's put the fair system right here. Because we can tell him it's a fair system. This fair system, right? This fair system includes a people on the earth called black people. So we can just throw that into this fair system. Now let's examine this slave trade thing real quick. They were slaves, now they're free. According to the story, they were trading slaves like hotcakes all over the fucking place. Africa, North America, South America, boom, 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 boom. Big boy industry, 400 years, pushing slaves. Okay? Jewish entrepreneurs making hand over fist full of money, trading slaves. Cool, okay? This was one of the largest economies, largest businesses going on for 700 years, this slave trade. This wasn't like opening up a vape shop down the road somewhere. Slave industry was like oil and gas. It was big boy business. Okay? Now, I don't have a college degree, but I took a couple business classes, and I know in business class, they teach you to know as much as you can about your product. They do teach us that. So when I put one and one together, two and two together, I say, well, damn, you telling me that the iPhone is sold everywhere, right? And I can assure you that Apple knows everything they need to know about this particular version of this iPhone that I'm holding in my hand. They know the natural weight of it, where the glass came from, the plastics, the weight, size, dimensions, this, that, and the third, serial numbers all on it. They know. Because it's big boy business, right? It's global. Like the slave trade was global in this fair system. So they keep you telling me that they keep the receipts on the iPhone and know everything about the iPhone, but they don't know who these slaves were right here? These black slaves. Who are they? No receipt? No inventory? I'm just going off the narrative y'all told us. That doesn't add up. It's 2025. And the thing that's crazy is that, you know, in this fair system, it knows about everything else. This fair system, we went to the moon. We got nuclear weapons. You got the internet. You got all this education. I'll just put Ed here. All this education. They can tell you about the Ice Age. They can tell you about the Bronze Age. They can tell you about the Stone Age. They can tell you about the migration patterns across the Bering Strait that happened over 10,000 years ago, and what people group moved from this region to this region during this time frame in 300 BC. Man, they got all that shit figured out. They got eyes that they can look out into the universe and take you a photo of 100 galaxies at one time in one photo and say, here you go. You got Elon flipping fucking missiles off the fucking firmament, doing backflips off the firmament and landing it on the water and landing it on land. All this miraculous, marvelous shit going on. I'm not hating. That's what's going on in this fair system. But who are these black people? We still haven't, we skipped past that. How is that a mystery still? Especially when the blacks are causing so many problems. And when you want to start it, I'm going to keep going back to it. From the blacks like that, you're trying to October 7th me, man. And we got Ye. Where's your Ye? This fair system. And then I got to go deeper and my mind starts going. Why don't we know? Why don't we know? What's the point of that? Is this secret or lack of information important for this fair system to keep going the way it's going? Does this need to be true in order for this to be a fair system? Do I have to be black in a fair system for the fair system to work and maintain properly? And it's funny because actually no one has ever proclaimed that, who black people are here in America. We have one of the most famous stories today all around the world. Our story is famous. We were the slaves of America. That's a famous story. Everyone knows that story. So it's not like we're irrelevant people. But here it is, 2025, and we just gonna skip past this. And it'd be one thing if, let's just say for the sake of an argument that this wasn't an agenda, which I truly know that it's an agenda to keep us black or keep us Negro or keep us African American, this nameless, wonderless people. But let's just say for the sake of somebody's argument that black people are black and our identity is black based on just natural occurrences throughout human history, where it was just a natural progression and they just ended up black naturally without any interference, without any agenda, any plotting, any planning, any tricks. Let's just say that that is true. Let's just say that that is the truth in this fair system, that blacks are just naturally black without any interfering, that that's just how it happened to go naturally. Evolution. You don't get to have a Holocaust story, though. That's not true in the same time. Those two can't exist together in a fair system. I like this time right now we're in because it seems to be that I see a lot of people proclaiming Christ, Jesus. Jesus is King. Jesus first. This, though, mystery, is part of that gospel. When you flip open Revelations, Revelations, this revealing is part of the new gospel. It's just what it is. Because we have to live with the truth. And the truth is, this is not real. Blacks, and it's in our face, man. And I don't know how they do it. They get us in a way where y'all are just not even see what you're seeing. There was a basketball player who posted an ex-post to a movie on Amazon. And when he did it, man, everything went fucking haywire. He got caught everything under the sun. Right? In that movie, it pointed black people, these black people, the author, the director, the producer, the creator of that movie, expressed his ideas on who he thinks this is. Is that not fair? Because keep in mind, this fair system never told us, y'all. It never told us. Never. There was never a day, where, State of the Union address, I proclaim that these black slaves in America are Now I'm gonna pop out the matrix. You telling me that God didn't give me a name? Are you telling me God didn't give me a name? You telling me that my father didn't name me? He didn't name my people? Is that what you're telling me? That this spirit system is telling me? I can't believe that. I worship a God of truth, and this ain't the truth. So I'm saying that I'm calling on anyone who loves the truth. Start asking that. Who are the blacks in America? Obviously, this black thing, whatever God that created blacks, little G-O-D, whatever God that created blacks and that blacks worship is a shitty God. That's the wrong God for us. Because whatever God created blacks is a liar. So we need to know the truth about that so that way we can follow the true God of whoever these people are right here. So they can follow their own ways, and let's see how it pans out that way. I think it'd be great for the world. And we got yay. Y'all don't have a yay. You don't have a yay. So that's the issue. That's one of the issues. That's a major issue. That in 2025, blacks, no land, no nothing, huh? Just no nothing, no identity, huh? If you're offended by this, I pray for you. So I'm gonna stop there, okay? And we'll continue this conversation. But that's what the issue is, all right? And everyone's seeing it from their own vantage point. Like I said, I'm not upset with Nick Fuentes or the Gavin McGinnis guy. I'm not upset because everybody has their own view. I love it. None of us picked our parents. None of us picked how tall we were gonna grow. None of us picked when our hair is gonna go gray. None of us picked these things that make us that thing. It's by another force, God, it's the truth. So everyone's gonna have their own unique view of what they're seeing in real time. And I love my view. So with that being said, I'll see y'all next time.